Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tammy Doe, and we have Candice, Feng Shui practitioner here again. Hi, Candice.
Hi.
Thank you for coming back. We are excited to have you and your expertise in this Feng Shui world that is very intricate and a lot of things to know about. So we're happy to have you joining forces with us.
Thank you. So glad to be back. I've enjoyed it.
So today's episode is going to be a very exciting one. We are going to talk about the influence and fame star. So a lot of people who think about, wow, I want to be famous, I want to have all this influence, but they come at it with the wrong intention, like getting rich, having all this money. Now that's things, once you start opening up your bodies of vessel, you start channeling, all those are going to go away, right? You start getting to the core of why you want the fame, why you want the influence. However, once you start clearing your body as a vessel and you start tuning into these higher guidance, you're going to want to share this message out to the world, what the higher realms are tapping into us, to having us be the voice to help shift the energy of the collective. Now, this is for those who are watching, who are working with Moldavite, who are being called to step into their purpose, right? Answering the call and really sharing this knowledge. This episode is probably for you. The more we talk about this, the more we help you guys tune in, clear your body as a vessel, you're still going to start getting clearer guidance, clearer messages. And when you start activating this fame corner, and this is going to be a progression, when it's time for you to step into influence and fame, then you'll know that's the time. But we're going to give you the underlying foundation on what to do, the steps to take. And so when that time comes, I just hope you prepare for it. Okay?
Just kind of again stressing the fact that a lot of times instead of bringing you a magic viral moment, that it could come in the form, because the 9 and that fire element represents also passion and this like ideas. It represents all of the things that are burning inside of you, right? All of the brings out that spark inside of you. And so doing the activation could potentially bring that out instead. Maybe it brings you new ideas, or maybe you find new ways to connect to an audience, or you find just a new way to present yourself. So it can come in the form of many different things, not necessarily just, again, like you said, fame and influence.
Yeah. Oh, you mentioned that spark. When you really tap into that spark and ignite that spark, and you really work on it, this is when it becomes that flame. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about that. That's when you really tap in. That's powerful.
It's really perfect for somebody that also doesn't feel like they feel kind of flat maybe in life. So not necessarily just tapping into like a fame or influence, but tapping into if you have felt like maybe you don't have a lot of ideas, you just feel like you've been kind of blah lately, you feel like you're not really motivated, it could be a really nice trigger of energy for you.
Yeah, so looking forward for that activation spot. So now let's have Candice on, kind of go over what to do, the steps we need to take, and how to make it simplified for us, for those who have know nothing about Feng Shui.
Thank you, Tammy. I really like what you said about our goal, I think, as energy workers, is to help people. And so when we come at it from that perspective, I think we also kind of change the way we think about influence. And looking at the way we're thinking about influence, I think also is looking at the way we think about the way some of these energies work in Feng Shui. So last week, I kind of talked about the 8 star, and I talked about the fact that, you will probably not win the lottery, you do this activation, right? But what happens is it can bring you wealth opportunity. And so when we're looking at the 9 star, instead of looking at it's going to bring me like fame, or I'm going to have a viral moment or whatever, we have to look at it in terms of maybe it will give me ideas.
Because right now we're talking about the lottery that is like hitting 1.02 billion.
Yeah.
But as you can see, those who actually hit the lottery, they end up going down a downward path, right? Because their intention coming into it, they're not really clear on themselves and their purpose here. Same thing with fame. You can get all the fame you want, but if you go down this drug route and end up dying, then that's I guess that's your life lesson. But you want to keep it consistent. You want to bring value to your audience, right? Make the most use of this wealth that's coming through. Then the clearer you are as a vessel, the clearer the message will come through.
And one thing to note, to add to all of that, is a lot of kind of adding on to the lottery winning thing. So a lot of people, they lose their money because they're not educating themselves on how to manage their money. And so that's kind of like in just in real life anyway. You know, if we're not able to budget and manage our money, if we don't understand how money works, how finances work, with the small amount we have now, or our quote unquote small amount, or what we're receiving right now, then how can we be expected to manage a large portion of money? And same thing with influence and fame. How many times do we see those influencers, they start out really, people love them or whatever, and they make some sort of crazy mistake and they end up, getting canceled, right? So
Yeah.
same type of thing. We want to make sure we're using it for, to really reach and connect with people. So just kind of skipping that. What I want to talk about first is what this 9-star represents. It represents 1,000 things. So it's the element of fire, and it represents happiness, spirituality, and of course, influence. It also can represents like the passion. And so activating this 9-star, we need to remember that sometimes what is going to grow us is going to come in the form of new ideas. And so taking the time to maybe do some meditation, prayer, or even things like practical things like going through and, reviewing your own content. If you're a content creator, reviewing your own work, maybe you'll see something you overlooked, or maybe you'll see something that, you're not connecting with a bigger audience. Because if we're not connecting with a smaller audience that, nurturing that, we're not gonna be able to nurture a larger audience. And so some things it's something that we're doing, right? It's something that maybe we can work on. And so sometimes doing these activations come in the form of thoughts and thinking and kind of reviewing all that. So, maybe you need to take some classes in something. So it might come in the form of you getting the idea to take a new course or class, and furthering your knowledge as technological wise. Maybe you learn how to use algorithms. So it can also come in that form, because of course, number 9 represents technology. So it can activate a lot of things, and not just like the viral moment that some people want to look for, right? Mm-hmm. So again, we're talking about what is called the flying star. Let me go back here. We're talking about what is called the flying star. So we've been talking about these different energies throughout our conversations. And for August, remember, all of these energies are going to double. So we get this lovely double 9 flying star. We have the 9 flying star for the year. And then the month flying star comes in and it adds even more to it. It's this doubling of energy. So why not kind of take advantage of that, right?
I do want to add, if you go back to the 9 on the chart, Candice. So we were talking about numerology. Well, if you follow the channel, I've been before I said, if you're gonna do anything, focus on the days that are 3, 6, and 9, and that is tied to vortex math. And it just dawned on us earlier when we're looking at this chart. It's like number 9 is in the south, so that's why meditation, spirituality is good in that corner. Because when you're looking, well, from my experience of what I experienced so far, when you look at the days 3, 6, and 9 divisible by 3, 6, and 9 on your calendar, I typically do things around those dates. 9 is it's a portal to all dimensions. So when I was back then, when I was doing more Moldavite sales, I noticed all these sales would be stagnant until like a day divisible by 3, 6, and 9 would come through. And then all of a sudden, like 3, 4 sales come in and went in a day. Or when I send out my package, it gets delayed at the post office, and all of a sudden, a day 3, 6 days is divisible by 3, 6, and 9, boom, the customer gets their product. And so for one, Moldavite, I don't believe Moldavite is playing in this realm. It's a higher consciousness energy. And so that is one aspect. And so now as we're talking about the number 9 in the south corner for meditation, spirituality, what I believe is this portals open up in that area. So when you meditate, when you get ideas, when you get thoughts, these are coming from this higher dimension. There's a portal, there's an energy that it's moved to this corner of the house for this year, and it's doubled. So that's very exciting. Well, especially it's double for this month, or is it through the whole year, Candice?
So the year 9 star is there, so it's going to be there all year. But this month, for the month of August, so remember August starts around August 7th, and it goes through like September 7th or so, according to the Chinese almanac, which we use. And so for the month, it's going to be doubled up. It's going to have the double 9 there.
Okay, so that would be I would say a portal to almost all dimension or higher dimensions if you tap into that area this year. I mean, this month, August 7th to September 7th.
Yes, I believe it'll be stronger this month because of the doubling of energy, but it is an area they can activate throughout the year, just kind of continually do the activation throughout this time. And we'll talk about how to do that in a minute. One thing I did want to kind of, that we didn't even discuss is that the Lionsgate portal opening up, it actually is the energy that supports influence and fame. Is that right?
Yeah, I noticed around this time frame, one of my YouTube videos blew up. My friend's YouTube video blew up. I went to Mount Shasta. And you recently, Candice, got your 3 million view from TikTok video.
I think it's up to 6. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yes, like, doubled. Already doubled.
Crazy. Yeah.
Right. So this energy is very powerful. If you really know how to tap into and in, we can create something really big or really step into that role for us if that's part of the path.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. So looking at the 9, how do we activate it? And, what do we use it for, right? So again, I use the school of Feng Shui that it uses the geographic, and compass location to sector out in the home. And so we're using what is called the South Sector, Palace, or Gua. The terms are interchangeable. And so if you need help with this, I'd be happy to help you. But again, just kind of finding the center of your home. You can take your smartphone, open the compass up in it, and you can really just locate the area that is southmost of your home. And on the day that you can do that double 8, like we talked about last week too. On the day of, we're going to use the date of August 9th. There is different dates throughout the month you can use, but I believe that the energy will be very powerful because of the Lionsgate portal being open. And so I highly encourage you to try it around this time. But if you do find this video afterwards, I do date selection in a monthly blog post, and I do note days that you can activate different areas. So it's if you miss it, it's okay, but I do highly recommend you catch the date of August 9th, which we planned out here. So the way to activate an area and do a Feng Shui activation for the South is to use a candle or a fan, or object that moves. So you can get creative with your Feng Shui activation. You can also use a flameless candle that has a little flicker. And you can take work and phone calls in the area. You can post your videos up in the area. You can make your social media posts. You can, take calls with potential clients. So you look, so it helps you look good. And alternatively, you can pray and meditate in the area. So remember, this fire energy represents like spirituality. So it's not just like for fame and influence, but if you feel like you don't have any inspiration, if you feel kind of flat, it is an area you can light a candle in, and you can actually meditate and pray in the area because it represents that type of energy.
Let me ask, I had this question the other day. So in that area, would opening a window activate the area?
So I think so, yes. Yes, I believe so. The only thing is you do want continued movement in the area. So I feel like any opening to your home is a way to bring in chi and to activate the area. Yeah. Yep. You can totally do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But you do want to have the continued movement, and that's what will activate the flying star.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. We're going to go over one more time on the timeline for this Lionsgate portal, as many of you may experiencing all these massive shifts coming through in your reality. The easiest way to go about this is whatever is wanting to leave your reality, let go. The more attached to it is the more you're holding on to this old version of you. So again, from now until the Lionsgate portal, we're going to prepare, clear out as much as you can, shadow work, cord cutting, inner work, whatever you need to do. And then on the 8th is the peak day for all this energy to come through. So you want to meditate, open to receive. You can go to the wealth corner on the northeast side that we spoke about last week's video, or you can go to the fame and influence corner, meditate and receive the energy from there. Or you can do both. All right. And 9 is the activation day. It's actually the day where you go into these corners and you put something that is consistently moving. A fan, a famous candle, open up a window. That is the day for August 9th. And then August 10th is the day we're going to have a full moon release. So this is a complementary. We're going to have 2 Reiki practitioners there, including me, and I'm going to do a regression on, what is the energy blockages that is when it comes to money. All right, so there's different blockages in our body that we're not even aware of that is kind of resisting that money that's wanting to come through for us. So this would be more like an extraction or regression session. So this one's complementary. There is also something that I'm planning to do on 8/8, Moldavite activation. I'm thinking right now, for those who are wanting to attend, you would bring in your own Moldavite that you want to reprogram and activate, and we'll all connect energy fields. You'll connect to my energy field, since I do feel like I'm more open energetically to be able to anchor in this energy. And we'll have a Mount Shasta activated Moldavite grid here. And then we'll connect everyone's energy field, and then we'll channel through the energy into your Moldavite. So that's what I have brewing for 8/8. Stay tuned to the channel. Other than that, this is the timeline so far. Candice, is there anything you want to add?
I think the word I was searching for earlier is inspiration. So if you feel flat and you need inspiration, this is the area for you.
Yeah, I mean, it is the 9 corner, which is open to all dimensions. I would say the number 9 out of 3, 6, and 9 would be the most powerful number. 3 is more of the physical world. 6 is more of the 6, I would say, is more like the underworld, the shadows. 9 would be of the heavens, right? So 9 would be access to all dimensions. But yeah, you got a double whammy this month, starting August 7th to September 9th in the south corner. So hang around there. If you want to get inspiration, you want to tap in, you want to start igniting the spark or tuning into it, that would be the corner for you.
I think I did want to point out, I have other friends and stuff that practice BTB Feng Shui. Again, you called it the Fame and Wealth Corner. A lot of times it's called the Fame and Wealth Sector or wall. And if you practice Western style Feng Shui, this is also energy you can tap into and focus on using your own magua. So go ahead and join us too.
Yeah. Okay, I think we'll just keep it short and simple for everyone. I hope you guys were able to get something out of this, found value out of it. And if you would want to learn more about Feng Shui or get a date selection outside of the Lionsgate portal, feel free to reach out to Candice. Her information is in the description below. Otherwise, if you want to RSVP for the full moon event, that is in the description as well. And I hope you guys enjoy your Lionsgate portal. Thank you, Candice, for being here. And then we'll see everyone soon.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.